Hello, my friends. I am Henry Perez Alonso, and welcome back to the Take 5 Challenge. For those of you that haven't been with us before, just a little reminder, I am a recreation and park professional, and I welcome you to this Take 5 Challenge. A little bit about me, again, if you haven't been by or seen one of our episodes, I am a recreation and arts and community services director for the town of Danville in California. I've been in both the private and public sector for 30-ish years, something along those lines, or 36 summers. Uh, but why we're here today, really, it's about connection. It's about connection and what I feel is the importance of connection between parks and rec professionals, right? When I had an opportunity a few years ago to be the president of the association for our state, which was the California Parks and Recreation Society, I challenged our profession to take 5 minutes a month to connect with each other, really to intentionally connect with somebody in the profession, whether they're at your same level, right above, or coming up behind you. But it was really those intentional efforts to help each other to grow in the profession. So it's kind of like when iron sharpens iron, we get that much stronger. And it was our opportunity to talk about goals, talk about, things we were struggling through. But again, it was the intended outcome was to professionally sharpen each other's and to kind of get us better. So through this Take 5 Challenge show, I have the opportunity to meet and chat with other Parks and Rec professionals throughout the nation and really just do that and model that for you so that you can take this away and kind of go take 5 with someone. And that's the ultimate challenge, right? So welcome to the show. I really look forward to what we've got going on for you today. But just as you know, partners that I have with me, again, we're powered by the You Make a Difference campaign, where you can find them at youmakethedifference.today. Also, you can check us out on take5challenge.today. That's take the number 5 challenge.today. If you want to shoot me an email, shoot it over to Henry at take5challenge.today, and I will kind of respond on that way. And you can find us as on all your podcast ways, right? So if you have a way to find a podcast, this is the way you find us. So when I return, we're going to take 5 with the guest for the show today, Maria Cepeda, from the Downtown Events and Facilities Coordinator from the town of Huntsville in North Carolina. I'm really looking forward to hanging out with her and chatting with her a little bit and really seeing how she and I can help sharpen each other. And just, again, this is our opportunity to take 5 and have some fun. So we'll be right back with Maria.
This is NGBN TV, a network for men and home to top experts, speakers, authors, and more. Streaming TV for men, created by men.
But why?
Why are we a network that inspires,
Educates, entertains, celebrates, and supports
men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, simply to save men's lives.
There is an epidemic in our community,
and it's taking men from us?
I'm talking about mental health and suicide.
But we have an answer, and it's streaming, live shows, sports, concerts, and more.
in a real way for men to lock shields.
We can't wait to launch this TV network for you and with you.
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 Join our movement at ngbn.tv, coming January 2024.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, again here to the Take 5 Challenge. Once again, I am Henry Perez Alonso still. Right now, I would like to welcome my guest for the day. If you don't mind coming on in, Maria Cepeda, come on in. Look at that. I love that.
Hello. How is everyone doing?
We're doing good over here. How's the weather in North Carolina right now?
North Carolina weather is awesome. Right now we're kind of in a roller coaster ride. It's beautiful 60 degrees, but come this weekend, it's going to be cold and rainy. So we might get some snow. Who knows?
Wow. You actually get snow where you're at in Huntsville?
A little bit. Yeah. Sometimes we have our colder winters, but sometimes we get snow.
Oh, that's not too bad. I like that. That's kind of fun. I know where we're at. We're situated in the San Francisco Bay Area, so we can kind of head to the beach or head to the mountains and get both the sun and the snow all at the same time within an hour or two. So, which is kind of nice too. But Maria, I'm so glad that I had a chance to kind of bring you here. I know you and I met at the National Recreation and Parks Conference recently over in Dallas, and it was just so fun to meet you and kind of get to know you a little bit, which really prompted like, hey man, I want to talk to her more. I want to learn more about her story. So just who's Maria? Tell me your background. What's going on? Where do what's your story?
Yeah. So I graduated from Wingate University. I was at Small D2 school here in North Carolina. I'm originally from Port Charlotte, Naples, also a little bit Miami area. And prior to that, I was born in Colombia, South America, and then moved to the States when I was 5. I do remember my time in Colombia. It was awesome. But once we came to the US, I kind of just, familiarized myself with all the new customs and everything, and got recruited to play a sport that I loved, which is lacrosse. And that's what really my drawn was here to North Carolina. I love the 4 seasons of weather. Over in Florida, we only have hot. So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So came up here, and I was about a junior in college, and I had 2 really inspirational people come and talk about Park and Rec. And I just felt so at peace with that title or with that job. Yeah. I was like, wow, that really looks like something I might want to do. I thrive with other people and organizing and all that. And I think I kind of want to do that. So I just kind of changed my major my junior year of college, a year before I graduated, and loaded up on credits and just dove into Park and Rec. Started working for the YMCA at a summer camp. Just grew more to love the profession. But prior to that, I was already felt like I was working in Park and Rec years before that. I feel like I was a Park and Rec kid growing up and going to the centers and being part of, the sports groups and the social groups of our local rec center. So, so just growing my way into a professional. And after college, I took an internship in Texas for 3 months. So I just told my mom and dad, I said, I'm going to move to Texas for 3 months. I'll catch you guys in a month. I'll, talk to you then. So went to Texas, did my internship, did what I had to do, was there for about 3 months, and moved back to the Charlotte, North Carolina area and started working in Park and Recreation.
That's awesome. So, and right now you're in Huntsville. So where, for someone that, you have maps behind you, where on the map is your town?
Yeah. So it's Huntersville, North Carolina, which it's funny. People say Huntsville all the time, but it's Huntersville.
It's Huntersville. Sorry. Well, then that's my mistake. My apologies.
I don't even know so we're about 3 hours from the capital. So Raleigh. So we are about 2-3 hours from the mountains, 2-3 hours from the beach. And it's right outside of Charlotte, which is a huge metropolitan city. So we're about 20 minutes away from, which is a huge bank capital. So, but it's still it's a growing town, but it's definitely still got that small town feel to it. But I mean, we've got construction going on all the time, so it's growing. But I worked in Mecklenburg County, which is a huge department, for a couple of years after college, both part-time and full-time, and now working in a smaller department. It's just best of both worlds.
So what are you focusing on? I know I kind of said your title, but how would you say it?
So I am the downtown special events and facility coordinator. So I have the most fun job ever, I think. It is truly so fun. I plan all the major events for the town. I do farmers markets. We've got, we do a lot of different festivals, music and arts festivals, Black History Month. We do Latino night, farmers market, like I mentioned. We do jazz festivals. We do big events, anywhere from a couple hundred to 10,000.
Right.
So I just kind of make the fun happen, is what I like to tell people.
I like that.
I've got a great team, which I am so thankful for. I could not do this job without them. And I'm so grateful for them, just keeping me on my toes with everything I need to do. And it's hard coming into a department where they've been doing things the same for so long and it's worked and it's been great. But now they kind of take you through that. And so this is what you have to get acquainted to. And this is the groups that we work with. And so you're not coming in completely just not knowing what to do. So I've had a lot of grace and a lot of, patience from my team. So in the facility coordinator part, it's more over a small park with a stage. So that's
Right.
where we do most of our events. It's called Veterans Park. So there's
nice.
it's called the Ice House stage. So this town was very like train, kind of rural. So they were able to restore a old train from a long time ago, and that's kind of like our center of the park and the stage, and we do a lot of concerts out of there. So
That's pretty
yeah,
cool. That's really cool. There's a couple of things that kind of stood out to me too. Is like, if you think about it, you're really connected with the economic development of your town and kind of what's going on there too, based on that. I think some other cities would probably put you in the economic development team, based on that side too. And I love the fact that you're from kind of the rec side, but been doing that as and plugging it in there. And another thing that you mentioned that kind of made me think about so how long you been there?
I have been here for a little bit over a year.
Okay, so cool. So this is one of those times where, like they say, when you come somewhere new, right, you got to experience it for a year.
Yeah.
The second year, you can make a couple of tweaks, but then the third year, it's really yours, right? What
Yes.
I love and what it sounded like is they're saying, yeah, come on in, Maria. We want to use all your experiences, right here in Huntersville, but we need to teach you the Huntersville way.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hearing you kind of say that. How has that been for you? Like, has it been a struggle, or are you really just trying to absorb it and be the sponge that you can?
Yeah, honestly, my motto to everything, and when I first started in this profession, was just to be a sponge. And it's funny because that saying always, as soon as I felt like I graduated college, the world is your oyster. You're so fresh and new into the world, and you kind of have that mentality. But like, I feel like I have that mentality every single year.
Yeah.
At being a young professional, it's important to understand that, what you might think could work in another department might not work.
Yeah.
In the department that you're in, and being open to that and being open to feedback from your supervisor, from your assistant director, from your director, from the public too. Yeah. Being involved in, councils, or not even being like involved, but just listening to when they, when the town has town board meetings or things like that. Like, this job is you do have to focus so much on what the community wants. But again, like, my team has been so great with, hey, let's run through a typical event. This is the things that you kind of want to look for. You're going to have your own way of how to do every event, but this is what has worked for us. Let us know how we can help you. I have a huge event. I hate the word we have a huge event this Friday and Saturday. It's our Huntersville Christmas. It's our biggest, one of our biggest event of the year. And I have had so many people ask me, what can I help you with, from my supervisor and from our assistant director. And it's been like, it's been so amazing to feel like you're supported in that way. Yeah. I haven't really had to struggle a lot in my profession as far as my supervisors. I've had amazing supervisors. I feel like everyone kind of has their own story of like not so great supervisors, but in my opinion, even the worst supervisors have taught me the biggest lessons.
Right.
And so just learning, being a sponge, like being able to take feedback, being able to, take criticism well too, from anybody.
Yeah. I've got a couple folks who are, maybe 3 months into new jobs with me right now. And hearing you say that your assistant director or director, whoever, is like very supportive, I guess for me, like, what does that look like to you? Because I'm like, how, as I got these new people, how I want to make sure that I can support them too. So what does that support look like to you? Is it just asking that question of, how can I help?
It's so funny. That is such a onion peeling question.
Yeah.
Because I really, truly think it depends on the person.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's not to say that you have to know every single person and their personality in your department, but that's truly to say, if someone asks me for help, I might not know what I need help with.
Yeah. So
it might just be saying like, hey, do you have everything for the vendors that you need. Do you have anything that you might think of last minute that you need help with? Do you need any physical help putting stuff in a trailer, putting stuff in a car to for the event? Like, I'm here for the next 1 or 2 hours, and I'm free. I don't have much going on, but what can I help you with? And some people might say, "Oh, that's so great. I need help with this and that." Great. And some people, and I was in the beginning a little bit like, well, I don't really know right now, but I'll let you know. And that was just me like internalizing, okay, running through my spreadsheet of like lists I have to do, like what do I need to do? And then also part of it is not being a proud person and being like, yeah, I do need help. And it's not a form of, I can't do this job. It's just honestly like it's a big event and you're going to need help, and saying I need 100%. Help is okay.
Yeah. That's a great thing to recognize and know that. And I would encourage you to keep doing that, right? Yeah. Recognize that we all do need help. I know that there's days I need help, with the things that are going on just from my role, whether it be another department head or whatever, but it's definitely something that we need to be familiar with. And the earlier we can get it in our career, the better, which is kind of nice. And then it becomes a habit and it becomes something that you just always do. Yeah. So I really do appreciate that. And thanks for that. Thanks for those tips, as I go. I do know that I am trying to treat them all and recognizing who they are and what they need and things like that. Like listening to what your story, I like part of the thing that I would ask you is like, hey, we've got everything lined up for the commissioner, council, or whoever's going to be there. I'll make sure to be there. I will run interference for you, or I'll be the point of contact for them for you. Let me know what we need to do. So I think it's kind of fun just to hear you going through that process. Which is really kind of cool.
Yeah. And I usually meet about a month out before any major event with my supervisor. And one of the things I tell her is, hey, like, shoot it to me straight. What do I need to do? And what am I doing wrong? Right. Like, what do I need to be better at? And honestly, like, that's what sets you apart from other people, is being able to take feedback and then like running with it.
Right. And I think that's important. And I love that. And that kind of inspires me. It's like, I want to, share your story with my people as they kind of do that. Mm-hmm. I would be remiss though, to not be in this same, area with you, space, and say, hey, didn't you get an honor just a little while ago, about a year or so ago, of being named a top Parks and Rec professional? Wasn't it like the 30 under 30? Wasn't that? Weren't you one of those?
Yeah, I was. It was
awesome. So what did that mean to you?
I don't like to brag about myself.
Right. That's why I brought it up.
And I know I need to, and people tell me that all the time, but that meant so much for me because it opened, I feel like, so many doors for me with other professionals. I got to meet people that like I've been watching for the last couple of years on Open Space Radio, which is the NRPA podcast, or different podcasts. And like, I almost was like fangirling some of those people. And then once I got to meet them and they knew who I was, and I have a conversation with like Nile Bhatt, for example, had a conversation with him 2 years ago. And then this past year at conference, he goes, how is your mom doing? Like, I know you mentioned this and that last year. Like, how is that? And I was like, did you just like, what? I just was in such an awe, but it really felt like I was moving into family. That's what it felt like for me. Opportunities were open for me to be able to do podcasts, to be able to have a say in things, but just opportunities for networking and opportunities to have my Park and Rec family opened up for sure.
That's awesome. And I think the networking is a big part. And I don't necessarily, not just the fun part, but there really is an important role that plays in our career. And it seems like that's what's happened for you. It's like it opened doors and opened chairs next to people, right? That you can just sit down and chat with. I know that I kind of felt like it happened with you and I, right? Just being at this conference, we got to have a seat next to each other in a sense. And now in our careers, I think we're, forever connected, in case you're wondering. So,
so I love it.
Which I think is weird. Tell me how important to you that networking is and what you want to do with it.
Networking to me is so important. I sought after mentors. I told one of my superintendents when I was with the county, I said, hey, I might leave this profession. Or actually, I don't know if I even told him, but I was thinking about leaving. Like I was thinking about leaving Park and Rec. It was during COVID. It was a tough time. And I said, I don't know if this is for me. I don't love where I'm at right now. I love the profession. What can I do to kind of like gear me in again. And so he connected me with a couple mentors, and I just emailed them and said, hey, thank you so much for, taking the time. Would love to just hop on like an hour call every couple of months with you.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I talked to one of my mentors. I have a lot of mentors, but one specifically. So Chris Nunes and John Stutzman, I talk to them at least once a month, and it has been such a whirlwind of open communication with them and just that networking aspect of it. And like, we're wishing each other Merry Christmas or Happy Thanksgiving in an email chain with like 10 other professionals.
Yeah.
And so that to me, again, like I talk about the family part of it, that has opened the family aspect of networking, and just being able to the vulnerability of saying, hey, this isn't working for me. This program isn't working for me. This event, like, I don't see the value in it. Like, what can I do to kind of emphasize it, get the community excited about it? Or like, what can I be doing better? Like, what has worked for you if you've done a farmer's market before that I could be doing over here? It might not work, or it might work, but you just never know unless you try. So being able to talk to other people about the different things that are going on and the different things that you're struggling with, because I mean, chances are they've also struggled with it before. I'm only about 5 years in, and I've been able to talk to my mentors about things that they've been dealing with for years. And it's not them saying, oh, don't worry about it. It's them like, I hear you. I understand. You are valid in feeling that way. This is how you can overcome it.
I love that. So let me ask you this. So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know if there's a title. I just want people to feel like they belong in a community.
Right on. I like that.
I want people to come to our park and rec system wherever I'm at and be like, I am absolutely coming back. I love the staff. The park was in tremendous upkeep. The staff was helpful if there was, any staff there. Like, we felt like we belonged.
I love that. I love hearing that. It makes my heart warm. So I know before we kind of start wrapping up here, is there anything, like a question you have for me? I mean, I know it's kind of random putting you on the spot, but just professionally or something that I'm like, hey, maybe I have something for you.
Yeah. So I know that we, so two things. One of them, like, what kind of prompted you to do a podcast and to start that?
Oh, that's fun. Honestly, it's a friend of mine, Ian Hill, and I were chatting one day just about the profession and things like that. And it was something that, for me, it was a way to connect, but in this manner, and like the Take 5 challenge really was what it's about, and the connection. And I just didn't really think of it beyond a phone call or something like that. And it was kind of thrown at me, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I'm down. I'm down with this. So we're doing some episodes, going to get these up. But it was just something that allowed me to continue the Take 5 challenge that I did on our statewide organization, but just kind of bring it more broad. And hey, someone's going to watch it. Someone's not going to watch it. They're going to get something from your story. Hey, whatever it takes for us to kind of help and connect and sharpen each other. That's really where it came down for me.
Yeah. And I love that, because that's one of the things someone told me a long time ago. It's like, we're here to boost each other up, not tear each other down. And this community, even with park and rec professionals, like, it's so helpful for everybody. Yeah.
And that's for sure. So with that, I ask you, and I see that you're already doing it one way, but are you willing to take that Take 5 challenge and actually give what you're learning from others and give out to others? And even if I connected you with someone, would you be willing to pick up the phone or give them a call and talk to them?
Yeah. I am always willing to help out in any way possible, just to be able to grow the profession, to be able to grow the network of opportunities that, I can gather from other people, and then I could also give back to. And that's modeling from like the mentors that I have now.
I love that. Maria, I want to thank you so much for taking the time with me today. Hopefully you can come back and we'll do this again, because there's so many more stories that I want to pull from you right now. But I just want to thank you for taking the time. Say hello to everyone in North Carolina that I know, which is very little people, but maybe you can introduce me. But thank you so much for coming and take the time with us today.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Attention, gentlemen of distinction. Introducing NGBN.TV, the television network designed exclusively for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Your go-to destination for entertainment that speaks to you, inspires you, and celebrates the incredible journey of manhood. And here's the exciting news. NGBN.TV is coming to Roku, Apple TV, Amazon, and your favorite mobile devices. Whether you're a sports enthusiast, seeking self-improvement, or just looking for a good laugh, NGBN.TV has got you covered. Entertainment, inspiration, brotherhood. Coming soon to Roku, Apple TV, Amazon, and mobile devices. NGBN.TV, where men thrive.
And we're back. That was a fun conversation for me. The Take 5 challenge has been thrown down and picked up by my friend Maria. Really enjoyed hearing from her and hearing the enthusiasm in the career and taking on new things. I think for me, a couple of things that kind of that she brought to light that I would want everybody to remember, right, is that sponge aspect, right? Like soaking up all the information that you can from those that you can around you. But I want to go further than just soaking it up. I would say, so from time to time, wring yourself out, right? Let what you took in be showered upon others at some point in time or another. And that was kind of what kind of came through me hearing and speaking to Maria. And then also the importance of, what networking does for you, the doors that it opens, the seats that are open at the table, and ultimately, again, back to the connections that are made. And I think that she's living that life right now, through her professional work, which is soaking stuff up, connecting with people, whether it be on a national level at these national conferences or just locally through her coworkers. And then I think that's so important to remember and kind of reflect on for all of us. And then ultimately too, I want to thank her because she reminded me to try to always be that supportive leader in an organization. So, if I don't know exactly what to ask, if they don't know they need help on, maybe I can recognize and show, here's where I think you're going to need help. So let me go ahead and step in and do those things. So that was really impactful for me today. And I really do appreciate what Maria brought. Appreciate the connection. And that's why we're here, right? The Take 5 challenge is about us becoming stronger together. We're not a profession of one by any means, right? We're a profession of many. And the stronger we are, the more powerful our connections can be and more of a difference that we can make, not only in the world, but in our corner of the world, right? So in your world, in my world. So I want to connect and I want to keep connecting. I want to connect with you. I want to connect with who you think I should connect with, right? I believe iron sharpens iron. So let me know who I should connect with. Let me know if you want to kind of connect and Take 5. I think that would be fun for me. Again, the Take 5 challenge is powered by You Make a Difference campaign. You can find them at youmakethedifference.today. Find me, Henry, at take5challenge.today. That's take the number 5 challenge.today, or shoot me an email, henry@take5challenge.today. So excited to be a part of the NGBN TV network. And that's where you can find some of our shows, also on your local YouTube channels and things like that, where you might find some podcasts. But look up Take 5 Challenge. Come on in here, take the challenge, stay sharp professionally. And I look forward to connecting with you and all the other professionals. So let's take 5 together. Thanks so much.